views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola, everyone, and welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll learn about a healthy and tasty chocolatey snack the whole family can enjoy when we sit with Rebecca Scott, founder of Sustainable Snacks. After that, we'll talk skincare and more with Laura Blackwood as we discuss her handmade vegan plant-based products called Eternile. Then we'll hear from Bronx author Evita Giron to discuss the significance behind her children's book, The Girl with the Magical Curls. And later on in the show, Bobby C. brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, singer and songwriter Renee Goust joins the show for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. She talks about her feminist stand along with her upcoming music, followed by a performance. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way because now we are officially open. Welcome back to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us online. That is, tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV or like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget, follow moi on Twitter, FB, Instagram, Insta Stories, LinkedIn, and Snapchat at Rhina Valentin. So something new and exciting is coming to the Hub in the South Bronx. And, well, reporter Sanji Lopez is there live from Roberto Clemente Plaza telling us what to expect this summer. Sanji?
That's right, Rena. We are live from the Hub here at Roberto Clemente Plaza. I'm joined by Michael Brady, Executive Director of the 3rd Avenue Business Improvement District. Hey, Michael.
Hey, how are you? Welcome.
Doing well.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the Hub.
Of course, thank you. Can you tell me about the 3rd Avenue bid? Tell me about the 3rd Avenue bid, the Hub, and what's coming soon for the plaza here.
Sure, absolutely. So the 3rd Avenue bid is the Bronx's oldest business improvement district. We service about 300,000 people daily here at the Hub. We're the busiest intersection in New York City outside of Times Square. So that requires a lot, right? So in addition to clean, safe, and beautiful, like street sweepers, holiday lights, things of that sort, we do some pretty innovative programming. So from tackling the opioid crisis in the South Bronx to working on public health or poverty reduction, anti-displacement programs, anti-gentrification programs. We really are a hot spot for trying to handle a lot of those challenges that are facing the South Bronx right now. And public programming is a huge part of what we're doing. So Roberto Clemente Plaza just recently completed by the DDC and DOT. 3rd Avenue Bid is the plaza manager, so we do a lot of active programming. So from salsa nights to we're having a festival this Sunday on the plaza to doing healthcare workshops, tutoring on the plaza, you name it. We're really trying to make sure the plaza is a community asset.
Sounds super exciting. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you so much.
We're also joined by our BronxNet's very own Michael Max Nobby, Executive Director of BronxNet. Hey, Michael Max.
Good day. Great day, Sanji.
So you've got some great news, exciting news pertaining to the Hub. Can you share?
Yes. So we at BronxNet, in addition to our network operations at Lehman College, where Rhina Valentin and our BronxNet studio team is right now, we did a community needs assessment that determined that the people of the East Bronx and the South Bronx also need access to the technology that BronxNet offers. The public service mission that we have in terms of the access to technology, studios, media education. And that's why we set about to design and build BronxNet at Mercy College, which is available and open for you now. And we are under construction for BronxNet at the Hub in the South Bronx at La Central. That's going to be ready in 2020 with a media immersion studio, innovation labs, and a Windows on the South Bronx studio. But even sooner, in the near term, we are ramping up to launch BronxNet at the Hub's pilot site right here on 3rd Avenue. Right behind me is the state-of-the-art studios that we are designing right now. We just loaded in, and we've got Set A, Set B, TV studios, a control room, media workstations, a community space for art exhibitions, for pop-up markets, as well as screenings and more. This is your community bridge to media from the Bronx to the world at the Hub in the South Bronx. BronxNet is open for business. Subscribe to our newsletter at bronxnet.tv. See us on social media at BronxNet TV and find out more how you can participate in your studios in the South Bronx. We have built studios for you, South Bronx, in the Hub right here on 3rd Avenue. And our first cohort of students are going to be joining us beginning next week. And it's actually Community Board Athletic Leadership League and the students that are working with C-Ball that are going to be joining us in our pilot site. And they're right here at Roberto Clemente Plaza.
Wow, let's meet C-Ball. So we have Sunshine Woodall. She's going to tell us a little bit about C-Ball and the work you're going to be doing with the BronxNet here.
Yes, well, first of all, we're very excited about this collaboration and launch that we're doing here. C-Ball has been in existence for now 6 years, but now that we're getting with BronxNet, we're about to just broaden the horizons. Right now, I'm here with some of the new 2019 Summer Youth participants that's going to be the host of the C-Ball Clubhouse radio show. Some of them are going to be doing videos, some of them are going to be doing engineering, editing, and all the great things that BronxNet has in the new technology that they're going to be building here at the Hub. And we're going to be a part of that, and they're going to be learning to become like the next engineers and producers and videographers, and it's just really an exciting thing.
Wow, so invaluable experience for the kids here, the youth at the Hub section of the Bronx. Let's talk to one of them and see what you're going to learn here at BronxNet.
Hello, my name is Isaiah Ferguson, and right now in C-Ball, right? I'll be doing videography.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll be learning that. And deeper in C-Ball, I've been since I was 9 years old, and now I'm 17. So I've been with them for a long time.
Wow.
Yep. And
C-Ball is a nonprofit?
yes, C-Ball is a nonprofit organization. So you can always donate at our website, www.c-ball.org.
Wow, thank you so much. It's a pleasure meeting you, and welcome to the BronxNet family. We can't wait to see you. So that's right, Rhina. We're here at the Hub section of the Bronx, Roberto Clemente Plaza. What do you think? BronxNet coming to the Hub. Isn't that amazing for the community?
I love it. Expansion. And look at us doing this live feature with you over there at the plaza. How awesome is that? Woo! Congratulations to us, BronxNet. All right, thank you, Sanji. I can't wait to see what's in store for our next BronxNet location. All right, between working and taking care of the kids, sometimes it's hard to find a healthy snack to eat. And so our first guest decided to create a plant-based ingredient snack that is tasty and offers maximum nutrition while offering sustainability to the body. And joining us to tell us more, we welcome Sustainable Snacks founder, Rebecca Scott.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's a lovely day. And
Beautiful.
it's especially a lovely day to be snacking on light, healthy snacks, right?
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the inspiration behind creating this snack.
Sure. So I actually have lupus and no longer take medication after converting to a plant-based diet. And I also worked for public health nutrition programs prior to launching the company and witnessed the power of plant-based foods to empower people's health outcomes. So that was the impetus for starting a plant-based snack company. Americans are now snacking between 4 and 6 times each day, and flavor is the #1 driver when grabbing a snack on the go. So Sustainable Snacks aims to right that disassociation between flavor and nutrition. We develop grab-and-go products that really lead with flavor first, but are made from health-supporting ingredients.
It isn't only and solely the taste, it's also the texture.
Exactly.
Right? And so what do we have here with us?
So this is our flagship line we call chocolate superfood snacks. And so they have berries, nuts, spices, and a maple syrup-infused dark chocolate. The line is 100% clean, vegan, and paleo. And our customers state the #1 reason they love the product line is the delicious flavor profiles and crunchy and chewy texture.
it wouldn't be the fact that it's chocolate, right?
Right.
No.
That never hurts. And our chocolate is 80% cocoa content with grade A maple syrup, which means it's heart healthy, immune boosting, and low glycemic because grade A maple syrup doesn't cause a spike in your blood sugar.
And and of course, it's always good to trick the kids, right? Because at the end of the day, they want the flavor, and so the idea is that we develop the next generation with the consciousness that perhaps we might have overlooked in our development, right? And so, where exactly is this available? Is it something that's only available in health food stores or supermarkets? Like, I know that you're advocating the Bronx specifically in just, I guess, creating this awareness, but where do you see this going?
Right, absolutely. So our goal is to scale sustainable snacks far and wide. We believe that everyone deserves the right to access healthy, delicious snacks. We are very committed to the Bronx. We manufacture here. We're also creating jobs. And we do community programming where we lead nutrition education classes in schools and community organizations where we feature sustainable snacks and really get kids to develop healthy tastes from the beginning, which is so important. We do sell throughout the Bronx. We're a partner on Taste of the Bronx, so we host pop-up markets every month where we sell our products. We're in associated, C-Town, independent stores throughout the city and gearing up for national expansion next year.
You said something that was key to the conversation, and that is for some reason, I think eating healthy can be a little costly. And so I think that is what gets in the way of people choosing this lifestyle. So how is it that you're able to create something like this and make it affordable?
So right now we use a dynamic pricing model. So we are currently a premium product in specialty food stores where we sell for $6.99. And here in the Bronx, we sell the products for $4.99 to make them more affordable. And there are 4 servings per bag. So it's relatively economical.
Well, it is economical, and I mean, I don't really want to get into the economical aspect of it. I'm interested in enrolling people into understanding that it isn't. I think people get discouraged when we hear non-GMO and vegan and anything that has these additional attention factors.
Right.
Tend to cost more because they're being tended to on that level, and so. Aside from the fact that you also mentioned you're creating employment, which is another good angle because not only are they going to learn right through the workshops that are offered, but they're going to be inside of its development to understand the process behind it.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I'm all about conscious change, so I'm just trying to make sure that our audience gets what's going on here. It's not just about the vegan snack.
Right, absolutely. And we always advocate for people to keep things simple. If you eat real whole foods, it is more affordable if you're willing to take the time to prepare things at home.
Right, so there's also the time factor, right?
Yeah.
That's the other part, right?
Mm-hmm.
But before we go, let's just talk about how it played a role in your healing process.
Sure. So I was initially prescribed a regimen of pharmaceuticals. There was actually a point where I couldn't get out of bed. My body was so stiff and inflamed, and I just refused to accept that lifestyle. And so through research and completing a master's degree, I was able to advance my knowledge and slowly but surely make healthy changes to my own routine. And the impact has been phenomenal. I actually don't take any medication for my condition at this point.
That's amazing. That's amazing, and it's definitely something that we need to constantly put out there in having alternative healing modalities because, the pharmaceuticals are getting rich off of the dependency.
Absolutely. And I also worked for nutrition programs in Upper Manhattan and the Bronx where my clients reversed their prediabetes diagnoses, went off hypertension medication by making simple changes to their diet. So really food is our medicine or it's our poison. So it's important to be conscious about what we put in our bodies.
And so resorting back to this chocolate factor, right? The natural cocoa, right? That's also a big difference. So the idea is that, hey, nobody's saying you can't have chocolate. Just eat healthy chocolate.
Right. Over 70% or higher.
All right. And any last words before we go?
No, this is just the beginning. As I mentioned, this is our first line, but the goal is really to build out sustainable snacks with many different nutrient-dense grab-and-go products and make them available in the Bronx and beyond.
Beautiful. Thank you. And thank you for bringing it to us,
thank you
Rebecca
so
Scott.
much.
You guys, for more information on sustainable snacks, be sure to visit sustainablesnacks.com. All right, new sculpture is making its way to the Roberto Clemente Plaza, where BronxNet will be opening its new studio. We visit once again with Sanji Lopez, who is on site with sculpting artist Melissa Calderon. Sanji?
That's right, Rhina. More exciting news for Roberto Clemente Plaza. We're back with Michael Brady, the executive director of the Third Avenue BID, and Melissa Calderon, artist. Michael, can you tell us about what's coming here on this spot, and Melissa as well, how the selection process was for her to be the artist?
Sure, public art is something very near and dear to our heart, from recycling programs to innovative ways that we can, reconceive public spaces. Public art has really come out to be, a principal economic generator and a driver for our local economy, but also just, something that we've demanded in our search for equity in the South Bronx. And Melissa's work is really, I think, an instrumental piece of that, and really pushes the conversation to think about public art in a new interactive way. And we're so happy that she's here, and we're getting there. We're getting there, and that the art will be installed in the very near future.
Oh my gosh. So Melissa, your art piece is coming here. Tell us about it. What is it going to be? What are people going to see here?
Well, it's going to be a dedication to Roberto Clemente, but it's going to be nothing like anything you've ever seen before. It's a brand new, interesting, different monument, and it's going to be made out of just the history of Puerto Rico and the history of the Caribbean diaspora and how that relates to the Bronx and how that relates to Roberto Clemente. So what it is, it's going to be a chair made out of stickballs and baseball bats, which is inherent to Roberto and what he wanted to do, how he started playing stickball and then he moved into baseball. And it all sits underneath, and the back of the chair is going to be a Puerto Rican flag, right into the chair, all in bronze, and it sits underneath a canopy of sugar canes. And I wanted to talk about the sugar canes as creating sort of this nice, quiet place for anybody to sit on that chair and enjoy the shade, and also how the sugar canes as this symbolism of hardship and colonialism in Puerto Rico and throughout the Caribbean, and how that's used and how that hardship helped Roberto Clemente become the person who he is. And through all of the hardships he went through, he was able to make it and become the humanitarian and the hero that he's known to be today.
And you were telling me how huge it's going to be. People are just going to be engaging with this. It's going to be beautiful. Tell me more.
It's going to be very surreal. So the sugarcane stalks, 12 of them, which represent how many Golden Gloves Roberto Clemente received in his lifetime, 12 of them are going to be 12 and a half feet tall. So very, very, very tall. And underneath the chair is an oversized chair. It's 5 feet tall, so anybody can sit in it. And it's this throne, and I want people to come and sit, take pictures, interact with the sculpture, read the plaque, so you could really feel that this is really for the Bronx. I am from the Bronx. Was born and bred here. I have my Mott Haven Art School t-shirt because this is where I learned how to be an artist. And this is going to be this surreal, beautiful spot of Puerto Rico right here in the Bronx.
Wow, Melissa, Michael, thank you so much. And we cannot wait to see the piece. All right, Rhina, back to you at the studio.
Thank you, Sanji and Melissa Calderon. Oh my goodness. Yes, we are keeping Puerto Rico in the light and, of course, honoring Roberto Clemente, the humanitarian that he was. All right, we do have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll check out some handmade skin products benefiting the skin, of course. Don't go anywhere.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Hey, welcome back to Open, everyone. Our next guest created a plant-based handmade skincare line, providing people with a healthy alternative to daily day skin products chemically produced. And joining us to tell us more, we welcome Eternile creator and owner Laura Blackwood. Hello and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. And thank you for bringing this consciousness into light, right?
Right.
We just opened up with a segment about plant-based snacks.
Right.
And now we're also going to reference the plant-based products that we put on our bodies.
Right, absolutely.
And so let's open up with why that's such an important factor.
Well, a lot of the conventional or commercial skincare products have a lot of ingredients we can't pronounce, and we don't know what effect that has on our health, given that our skin is our biggest organ on our body. We absorb everything through the skin. So it's important to put ingredients on the skin that nurture and nourish it and allow it to be the best that it could be, and, you know, allow for you to have optimum health as well.
Right, and there's also that awareness, right? And also just in our upbringing, we're just brought up to just buy whatever products are promoted to us.
Yeah, whatever is
or
promoted.
affordable.
Affordable is a huge component as well.
Right, and so let's once again talk about the soap that you've produced and not only discuss the natural elements behind it, but how we have to really decipher where our investments go.
Right.
You know, because unfortunately we live in a society where people are willing to pay $100 for sneakers,
Right.
but then to buy soap for a certain price, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to pay that much for soap.
Yes, absolutely.
But meanwhile, it could serve as a means of health prevention.
It can.
Or illness prevention, we should say.
Absolutely. And something that's really great that I offer in Eternile is affordable prices. So comparable to my competitors, I try to make it as affordable as I can without, of course, shorting myself, because I know that I'm based in the Bronx and my audience is in the Bronx, and I hope to create a product that they can afford that actually serves their best self and their best health.
So let's start with the soaps. What I was referencing is like right now, if you guys notice, our conversation has been just really about preserving health, right? It's about preserving oneself. And so we just talked a little bit about from an internal place, and now we're going to talk about it from an external place. So let's talk about these beautiful soaps that look edible, to be honest with you. That's the other thing, it looks edible.
Yes. So here we have, this is called Black Gold, and something that's really beautiful about this one is it's actually infused with black tourmaline, so it actually has black tourmaline throughout the soap. And so this soap is actually scented with organic peppermint essential oil. It has activated charcoal, so that pulls impurities from the skin, while the black tourmaline helps to ground and to protect. So this is Black Gold. It's made with organic oils and butters. It's safe for use on children, people of all ages. I use it from head to toe on my scalp as well as on my skin. So it's really great for that, especially during the summertime where you're trying to keep cool and be fresh. This soap is definitely a #1 for that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank
I
you.
love that you infused stone and the elements of a crystal in it.
Absolutely.
Yes, okay, so what else do we have here?
So this is a lavender and kamut soap. So this soap is great for people who have very dry skin, sufferers of eczema. It has organic oils and butters again, so we have olive oil, organic castor oil, in addition to organic lavender buds. And something that's interesting about this is that it has an ancient grain called Khorasan wheat, also known as kamut, which is high in magnesium and minerals that help to soothe the skin. So this is beautiful for people who suffer with sensitive skin.
Got it. So
Yeah.
we can't go over the soaps because I want to make sure we get to all the products.
Right.
But what is this fabulous product that looks like
This one looks
a
like
cupcake?
a little cupcake, but this is a lemon brightening bar. So this is infused with homegrown chamomile because we have a garden at Eternile and we grow a lot of our own herbs and plants that we infuse in our products. So this has organic chamomile, it has homegrown sunflower petals, and it's dual-sided, so you can exfoliate with one side and use this other side to brighten and lighten dark marks, hyperpigmentation, and so on and so forth.
Nice. And then this is deodorant.
We have a deodorant
I've never
here.
seen deodorant in a jar. This is fascinating.
So the deodorant is in a salve form. It has bentonite clay and chlorophyll that help you to not stop sweating, but prevent you from being smelly throughout the day.
Can I smell that?
Of
It
course.
smells good.
It's
and
lavender
it's all
and
natural.
eucalyptus with peppermint.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to smell like eucalyptus?
Yes. Thank you. And so here we have some exclusive, like limited edition summer items. This is actually made with homegrown rose petals. This is a rose solution. So this is a toner for the face and skin. This can be used as an astringent to tighten the pores, in addition to reducing the appearance of acne. It's made with only like 4 ingredients that you can pronounce, and you can use it for day-to-day use as well.
Nice.
And I would like to highlight lastly, the bug spray we have. This has been in the works for 3 years, and I finally have mastered it. It's made with organic neem, copaiba. It also has the essential oils of citronella and vanilla, and it smells delicious, and it's safe for use on children. So that's what this is really great for. It's deep-free, chemical-free, and all safe and effective as well. So that's the Gue bug spray.
The Gue?
Gue. Gue as in go away.
Yes, nice. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
That's going to be a hit.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, and thank you. Okay, so where are we with these products, and where are they available, and how are you distributing?
Okay, so the main distribution happens online, so you can shop at Eternile.com. I'm working on getting these products so that they're more accessible, specifically in the Bronx at local health food stores. So I'm working on doing some partnerships in that sense, but in the meanwhile, you can either go to Instagram, DM me if you have questions, or go to the website, which I said is Eternile.com. So that's the focus right now, getting it accessible in the Bronx.
That's what's up. We got to take care of our own.
We have
and
to.
bring it back home.
Absolutely.
And thank you for bringing his sister.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Respect.
Wonderful stuff. All right. Once again, you guys, to purchase Eternile products, you can visit Eternile.com. We're taking a quick break, but when we come back, we'll talk about a children's book celebrating curly hair. Don't go anywhere.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Hey, welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNetTV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. The Girl with the Magical Curls is a children's book inspired by author Giron's daughter to promote self-awareness and acceptance, encouraging little girls to embrace their natural curls. And joining us to tell us more about her book, The Girl with the Magical Curls, please welcome author Evita Giron. Hello and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for being here. I absolutely love this book.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear.
No, I mean, and I'm not just saying that to say it. I mean, I think it's just about time we had our natural curl version of a Rapunzel. I mean, I don't want to relate her to Rapunzel because she has superpowers, this one with her curls. However, the fact that our girls have something to look up to that is relatable is so important.
Yes.
So thank you for creating this book.
Yes, you're very welcome. I was inspired to write the book because in 2015, so believe it or not, I started this concept and this idea in 2015 after watching the Dove Love Your Curls campaign commercial. It is a tearjerker for me because all the little girls in that video are talking about how they feel about their natural curly hair. And a lot of them feel negative about it. They wish they had straight hair. Perhaps they also have a parent that has straight hair and that has not really taught them how to take care of their natural curls. So after seeing that, I could relate as a little girl. I didn't really have too many role models to look up to of women who were proud of their natural hair. So that's what inspired me to write the book. And my daughter Tatiana is the main character, so she was the perfect fit for the main character.
That's wonderful. And I understand what you mean, you know. I can relate. and the thing about it is that when I was younger, I would keep my hair short and straighten it because, you know, that's what TV told us to do.
Yes.
Right? And so that's why I'm so grateful that you wrote this book. I mean, I have a 9-year-old herself. She has very curly hair. I mean, thank God she has a mom who knows how to cater to it. So she rocks them fabulously. However, I think it's important that they're able to read literature that relates to them.
Yes.
So that they feel empowered, not just by their own immediate environment, but just in general.
Yes.
As a community, as being a citizen of the world, right?
Yes,
A global
yes.
citizen, in where we come in all different shapes, colors, and sizes.
Yes,
And you
yes.
know what? The beauty is that all we got to do is embrace that
Yes.
aspect of who we are.
Yes.
Yeah, and this
indeed.
is exactly what this serves as. And I just, you know, I read it really quickly, but I'm like, yes.
Yes.
And now let's talk about how the hair has special powers. Where'd that come from? Somebody not wanting to do their chores? I know, I can relate. I'm a mom.
Well, you know, I thought about it, and I thought that it would be really cool, beside Tatiana in the story, saving a cat from being stuck in a tree and doing superhero type things for the neighborhood. I thought to myself, how can she help her mom and dad around the house? And I said, you know what, let me make her curls help around the house doing chores, cleaning up her toys, painting a masterpiece. So I thought that that would be a nice way in order for her to include her family in the book. So that's
It's lovely. So the hair is a character within itself, which
Yes.
is fabulous.
Indeed.
And there's that other aspect coming from a mom
Yes.
of encouraging them to honor their
Yes,
chores.
to be responsible.
Right, to be
Right.
responsible and to just honor their word and also to be a contribution to their community,
Yes.
which is a lovely, lovely message behind this.
Yes, that's definitely the message behind that, and to love yourself, you know,
So
no matter what.
before we go, I want to talk a little bit about the statistics, right? Because I saw something in your bio where you were gauging it according to the statistics of how many of these women or these people that were interviewed were really proud of their curls.
Yes.
And so, what do you think that is?
I think that now there's a really big increase in the natural hair community. I think a lot of women feel more confident, and I think a lot of women in that confidence, they are helping their children or their niece or their goddaughter or their cousin or friend to embrace their natural curls and love themselves. I think the stigma has started to change since 2015. You know, those statistics are from that particular era, but now that the natural hair community, how many years later, 4 years later, I think that it's stronger now because we have so many hair companies and outlets for us to feel like we can love ourselves, we can wear our natural hair. We don't have to fall into what society's standard of beauty is. I don't know if you heard about the California, the ban was lifted so that women that go to work can wear their natural hair. They don't have to worry about, oh, I have to straighten my hair today or tie my hair up.
Could you imagine?
So I was really glad to hear about
Think
that.
about it. No, but
Yeah.
no, I'm really happy to hear about that too. But it's
Yeah.
just like, what? We're in 2019, and
Yeah, and
they
we
had
have to worry
lift-
about this. I know.
They had to lift the ban to be your natural self.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I also work in an industry where straight is considered, I want to say, more reputable.
Yes.
Right, and that's me being as diplomatic as possible, and so the beauty of having curly hair is that we can wear them both ways.
Yes.
Right, we have the choice. However, I choose to wear my curls because I love my curls.
Yes. Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Yes, yes. So I'm definitely going to definitely one of your supporters already, definitely one of your fans already, we'll say, because honestly, coming from a mom of a 9 years young daughter, I think it's important that she also have this reference to just continue moving on in life.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. So where can people get the book?
So right now, the book is available at Barnes & Nobles and Amazon.com. I'm working on getting it in the Lit Bar.
Nice.
God willing. And I just want to mention that I'm going to have an event next Saturday, July 20th, at the T-Mobile store on 204th Street. I'm going to do a story time there starting at 11:30. So I hope anyone that has a kid and wants to come out and hear a wonderful story, we're going to have some raffles, do some activities with the kids. So please come out.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. No, because I think it's important that everybody understand that there's reading time, there's story time, there's community time where we can all read the story together and have a conversation about it. And hopefully, the woman who owns the Lit Bar is watching us, and we can get you in there as well because it's important. And she stands for the same thing, so it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yay. All right. Wonderful. Once again, you guys, the girl with the magical curls is available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And for more on Evita, please be sure to visit her on Instagram at CurlyVita. And of course, just look for the girl with the magical curls. All right, stay tuned because Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
We begin our look at sports out in Cleveland, where the city welcomed the Midsummer Classic earlier this week. Major League Baseball put on one heck of a showing. Monday night belonged to Mets phenom Pete Alonso. Pistol Pete has one hell of a swing. $1 million swing, actually. The Mets rookie outlasted a worn-down Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the final round of the All-Star Home Run Derby on Monday night to win $1 million, nearly double his 2019 salary. Alonso somehow had enough to edge Guerrero, who hit 91 homers but ran out of gas in the last round following an epic semifinal matchup against Dodgers outfielder Jock Peterson. Needing 23 homers to beat Guerrero, Alonso connected for a homer to left center before flipping his bat high into the air and hugging his pitcher, cousin Derek Morgan. Alonso was then swarmed by the NL All-Stars, who were treated to a power display unlike any in the event's history. We go inside the locker room for more.
It was special. There's so many guys that just put on the show. Like Jock, he was amazing. Vladdy, they did such a good job. Everybody. I don't want to leave anybody out. Everyone did such an amazing job, just kind of going out there and showing their stuff and showcasing young talent in the game. And I thought that was awesome. Everyone went out there and put on a show, and I thought it was really entertaining to watch and sit on the sidelines for. And I got some time to kind of sit back and soak it all in and watch some guys hit some moonshots. And it was fun. It was fun to be a part of, and to be a part of this is surreal.
Alonso is the second rookie to win outright following Yankees star Aaron Judge in 2017. He's also the first Mets player to win the Derby since Darryl Strawberry shared the title with Wally Joyner back in 1986. As for the All-Star Game Most Valuable Player, meet 24-year-old right-hander Shane Bieber. He was the lone member of the Indians' rotation to make the All-Star game. Thanks to his standout work in the 5th inning, Bieber was named MVP of this year's Midsummer Classic. On Tuesday night in his home ballpark, the Cleveland Indian was summoned from the bullpen. He struck out the side. Here's Bieber, not Justin Bieber, in the postgame.
I didn't really know what to think. Kind of lost all feeling in my body, but it's it's an incredible feeling now. Now that it's kind of sinking in, just to be able to do it in front of the home crowd in my first All-Star game is definitely not something I expected, especially being added to the game 5 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. So, like I said, just to be able to do it in front of the home crowd was extremely special to me, and you know, they definitely helped me tonight.
The Biebs. The official second half of the season starts tonight. The Yankees are back in the BX to welcome Toronto. The Mets and Alonso are in Miami this weekend. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. The Tour de France moves into Stage 7. In MLS soccer, NYCFC and the Red Bulls renew their rivalry. They'll play Sunday night in New Jersey. That game gets underway at 6:30 p.m. Sunday is also the Big Three's return to the Big Apple. The 3-on-3 basketball tourney will play at noon at the Barclays Center. Our BronxNet cameras will be in Brooklyn this weekend for Formula E's return to Red Hook. Formula E is growing quickly. True, the all-electric racing series is young, finishing up its 5th season this weekend in Red Hook. So theoretically, the only direction is up. The series has races on Saturday and Sunday through the streets of Brooklyn. In the NBA, James Harden and Russell Westbrook are teammates again. While all the buzz had been about OKC trying to trade Westbrook to Miami, a place where Westbrook was interested in, that was a complicated trade because Oklahoma City wanted to dump extra salary and Miami was up against the hard cap. In the end, the Rockets won out. The Thunder have agreed to trade Westbrook to the Rockets for Chris Paul, first-round picks in 2024 and 2026, pick swaps in 2021 and 2025, league sources told ESPN. Maybe Paul goes to the Lakers, who knows. The Knicks didn't get Russ, but they added their 4th power forward of the offseason. Head-scratcher there. Still a good move. Marcus Morris spurned the San Antonio Spurs for a 1-year deal with the Knicks. The 1-year, $15 million contract for Morris in New York now has the team right at the salary cap. New York still has the $4.8 million room exception available and now has 14 players on guaranteed contracts. In the NFL, sad news from Jetsville. Walt Michaels died Wednesday at the age of 89. He played a prominent role in 2 of the most exciting eras in Jets history. He was the defensive coordinator on Super Bowl III and was the head coach for the New York Sack Exchange in the early 1980s, returning the franchise to respectability. R.I.P. to Walt Michaels. Serena Williams made it look easy in the Wimbledon semifinals. Of course she did. Williams is once again on the verge of an 8th Wimbledon championship and 24th Grand Slam title, moving into the final at the All England Club with a 6-1, 6-2 victory on Thursday. On Saturday, Williams will take on number 7 seeded Simona Halep of Romania. A little over a month ago, Red Sox legend David Ortiz was shot in the Dominican Republic in what officials there have characterized as a case of mistaken identity. Ortiz suffered multiple gunshot wounds, was treated in a DR hospital, and within a couple of days was transferred to Massachusetts General in Boston, where he remains. Ortiz's wife, Tiffany Ortiz, passed along some early updates on his condition via the Red Sox, with almost everything pointing in a positive direction. Yesterday, however, Tiffany provided an update that, while somewhat vague, shows that Ortiz is not yet out of the woods in his recovery. He had a 3rd surgery due to complications. Get well, David Ortiz. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list to pay tribute to a literary and baseball legend. I had the privilege of meeting the great Jim Bouton when I was a little kid. He was a brilliant man, a pretty good pitcher, but perhaps more a game changer with his acclaimed book, Ball 4. Both the world of baseball and the world of literature has lost a titanic figure. Bouton, an ace for the late dynasty pennant-winning Yankees, an outcast on the hapless 1969 Seattle Pilots, and the author of that book, Ball 4, arguably the greatest baseball book of all time, has died at the age of 80. Bouton had been suffering from a disease linked to dementia for the past several years. He was born in New Jersey in 1939 and was raised in Chicago before going on to pitch at Western Michigan University. The Yankees liked what they saw and gave Bouton a $30,000 bonus to sign in 1958. A combination of good pitching and some untimely injuries to established Yankees pitchers allowed Bouton to make the defending World Series champs out of spring training in 1962. Bouton pitched 10 years in the majors, including 7 with the Yankees, where he made 1 All-Star team and was a member of the 1962 World Series champions. He's better known for his tell-all baseball book, Ball 4, a controversial account of his 1969 season in which he wrote about the personal exploits of some of his former teammates like Yankee legend Mickey Mantle, hitting a home run while hungover, as well as the rampant use of amphetamines in the game of baseball back then. Ball 4 gave fans a look at a side of baseball that was previously unseen by anyone but the deepest insiders. In it, Bouton wrote about the pranks, dirty jokes, and drunken womanizing rampant among baseball players, with special emphasis on the doings of Mantle and his former Yankee teammates. He talked about drug use, most notably the amphetamines or greenies of players. He talked about fights between teammates and players and fights with management. He also talked about cheating in the game, such as ball scuffing and sign stealing. Often overlooked, but easily the most affecting part of Ball 4, however, was Bouton's chronicle of his own comeback as a major league pitcher, in which he wrote with brutal honesty about his fears and doubts about his ability to make it in the big leagues again. To me, it's still the greatest baseball book ever. My mom introduced me to it as a little kid. She also introduced me to the man himself. Bouton also gave me a lesson in autographs. He said to use a ballpoint pen for baseballs and Sharpies for just about everything else. Thanks, Mr. Bouton, for taking the time to sign my baseball, teach me that little tidbit, and for writing a book that inspired a young baseball fan to become a journalist and sports writer one day. Oh, and by the way, you were a pretty good pitcher, too. 21-7 and a fantastic 2.53 ERA in that 1963 season. We'll miss you, Jim. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
Welcome back to Open, everyone. The next guest is a Mexican-American artist looking to give voice to Latin queer people in the community. Her sound is culturally diverse, ranging from folk pop to canción ranchera and cumbia norteña. She's performed in different parts of the world and appeared on renowned stages such as Lincoln Center, Joe's Pub, and the Highline Ballroom, and that's just to name a few. And so now she's here with us to tell us more about the motivation behind her music. Please welcome Renee Goust.
Hi, Rhina. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for being bold.
Yes.
I love that.
It's the time to be bold. I don't think we have time for anything else now.
Yeah, well, right now I think it's important for us to continue exercising being a voice for inclusivity.
Absolutely.
And just embracing each other's differences. So I just love the fact that you're okay with us introducing you the way I did in being a voice for the Latin queer. So why is that important for you to bring into the light?
I grew up in the border between Mexico and the States. Actually, my house was in Nogales, Mexico, and my school was in Nogales, Arizona. And I feel like in that part of the world, and in many parts of the world, there seems to be like a single note message going out to people. And I felt like growing up, I wasn't really represented in the media. This is before the internet, by the way.
Right.
So as a teenager, I always wanted somebody to speak for me, and I could never find that person. And so I hope, at least, even though I'm an indie artist, I hope to be that for anyone. And then I feel like that's kind of my mission, actually, as an artist.
Well, I just saw the Broadway musical, The Prom.
Yes.
And it sounds like a similar story. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's about a young lady who lives in Indiana. I think it's Indiana. I hope it is. Anyway, but the point is like it's a part of America that doesn't really identify with the differences.
I feel like in New York, there's a lot of privilege in that regard, even though obviously there's still a lot of like discrimination. But if you go elsewhere into like Arizona, for example, it's a lot harder to grow up queer and even to grow up Mexican and grow up Latinx, and so I try to bring that into my music. And part of my new mission right now is to create a new cancionero, if you will. How would you say cancionero in English? Like a new repertoire, if you will, of like the ranchera genre and like the cumbia genre, because usually they're really kind of misogynistic genres.
Yes.
And so I want to write music that is inclusive, but that is also in those genres. And I want to say, Latin people can also be this.
Yeah, and I love it, right? I also read in your bio that you sang or worked with one of the women from Flor de Toloache.
Yes.
And they're like really phenomenal, that group, in their style of messaging, right? Because they're singing mariachi, but they're not singing mariachi. They're taking all these, I guess, pop songs and creating a different style for them, and also being an all-female group is kind of like in the same realm of what we're talking about right now.
Absolutely. It's funny that you mentioned that because just this past Wednesday, 2 days ago, I performed again with Mireya Ramos of Flor de Toloache. And, it's a great community, actually, the Latinx music community here. We really support each other. We had this show on Wednesday with all women. We have another show that's going to be 100% Mexican women. Actually, that's August 10th at Rockwood Music Hall at 10 p.m. And so we're really trying to form networks and support each other and uplift our music and cross-promote in our social media, So you don't need a label anymore to do those kinds of things. And it's good with the advent of the internet that now we're getting to have sustainable careers and as Latin people support each other. And especially with this message of social progress.
Yes, social progress, social consciousness, also the ability to just live as an individual and be who you're meant to be or who you feel you should be. And then there's also this division that's occurring politically that we are also combating.
Absolutely. And if we don't raise our voice, people always say, why do you want to talk about these things? And I'm like, I already have a microphone in front of me. I've chosen that. So to not talk about these things would be self-defeating. And it just feels like what needs to happen right now, especially in these political times.
Yes, of course. I'm with you, sister. All right, and you guys, don't go anywhere because we're going to take a quick break. But when we return, Renee, she's going to perform one of her singles for us. So don't go anywhere. welcome back. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. Here now to perform Caminar Contigo. Let's welcome Renee Goust.
Cómo me gusta caminar contigo, entrelazar los dedos, trenzar listo. Somos un cuadro de moneda al viento y árboles verdes bordan el andador. Vamos a paso coquetón y alegre. Dame tu risa para columpiar toda la furia metropolitana. Sola en la piel, especia en el comar. No importa qué estaciones hay afuera, por dentro tú me brotas primaveras. No importa si al pasar nos ve la gente, vayamos presumiendo lentamente, sin dudar. ¿Qué dirán mis ojos de ti? ¿Qué dirán tus besos de mí? ¿Qué consejo crees que dan los besos cubiertos en tierra sobre? ¿Qué dirán mis ojos de ti? ¿Qué dirán tus besos de mí? ¿Qué diría el que dirán si todas las lenguas veneno supieran amar?
Woo! All right, you guys, once again, Renee's music can be found on music platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud. You can also follow her on Instagram at Renee Goust. That is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through. And to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Renee?
Let's close with La Cumbia Feminazi.
Vamos.
Sin deber y sin temer, tan solo por ser mujer valiente y poco frágil. Un incógnito virtual. Come on, let's dance. Le dijo feminazi que se debe responder. Poco insulto